A lot of us are now familiar with Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's a mouthful. Uh, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm gonna have to get used to that. So yeah, no, a lot of us have been hearing about her lately, and the reason why is because she's the latest nut job to come out of the Republican Party. She's already filing impeachment against Joe Biden, which we know is, of course, gonna fail. There's a trifecta government. Democrats control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. Not gonna happen. But she's doing it anyway. It's like a publicity stunt. And the more we learn about her, the worse it gets, of course. She's, I would say, even worse than Trump. I mean, Trump did put forward a lot of conspiracy theories. He was always kind of quiet about them. Like, Trump would always go, like, some people say, and some people, like, to him, some people would say it would be this insane fucking thing. But he says some people say instead of he himself saying it. Marjorie Taylor Greene just says it herself. She doesn't say this. Some people say this, like Trump did. Trump like pussies out of saying insane shit sometimes. Marjorie Taylor Greene just says it. The New York Times, they're not perfect, but I do have a subscription to them. Released an article, a new article about her and her conspiracy theories. So let's look at it. I'm sure it'll be interesting. I haven't looked at it yet, but let's see. So the article is called GOP Quiet as Pressure Mounts to Address Lawmakers' Conspiracy Claims. In a video from 2018, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene falsely suggested that 9/11 was a hoax, President Barack Obama was a Muslim, and the Clintons were guilty of murder. I mean, I will admit, I think that the Clintons were probably behind, are behind murder. I mean, I don't know if any of you heard of the bombing of this pharmaceutical factory in Sudan under Bill Clinton. Basically, he bombed this, like, I think, like, the one pharmaceutical factory Sudan had, and he cut off vaccines and shit like that from being produced, and it led to the deaths of a lot of people that if they had access to medicine, they probably would have lived. But that's another story. I'm sure she's probably not calling out that. She's definitely not calling out that. She's probably making up some bullshit about some, like, secret cabal that, you know, they're using to murder white people, and, you know, I'm sure there's some insane story she has, but let's see. I'm not going to make predictions. Maybe she is calling out the imperialism of Bill Clinton. Who knows? Marjorie Taylor Greene had just finished questioning whether a plane really flew into the Pentagon on September 11th, 2001, and flatly stating that President Obama was secretly Muslim when she paused to offer an aside implicating another former president in a crime. That's another one of those Clinton murders, Miss Greene said, referring to John F. Kennedy Jr.'s death in a 1999 plane crash. What? Suggesting that he had been assassinated because he was a potential rival to Hillary Clinton for a New York Senate seat. Okay, no, that's totally reasonable. I think the Clintons are totally assassinating political rivals. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they are. Who knows? She says they are. So maybe they are. Miss Greene casually unfurled the cascade of dangerous and patently untrue conspiracy theories in a 40-minute video that was originally posted to YouTube in 2018. I have to watch that sometime. That could be a different video, but I'm not going to get into that today. And I'm sure you could all find it for yourselves. I'm sure a lot of you have already found it. It provides a window into the warped worldview amplified by the freshman Republican congresswoman from Georgia, who in the 3 months since she was elected has created a national brand for herself as a conservative provocateur who has proudly brought the hard right fringe to the Capitol. She sure has done that. In the process, Miss Greene, 46, has also created a dilemma for Republican leaders, who for months have been unwilling to publicly rebuke or punish her in any way for her inflammatory statements, in part for fear of alienating voters delighted by her incendiary brand of politics and conspiratorial beliefs. And yeah, no, the Republican Party has really not been fighting against this that much. They seem to be embracing it. They embraced Trump. Maybe when he was finally out of office, to an extent, they started to go. They started to go against him, really minimally, and I don't. They're not going to convict him. We know that's going to fail. That's a complete waste of time. That they're using to waste time instead of passing the stimulus check, which I think is going to be a colossal mistake. But that's another video. I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, no, the Republican Party. You'd think someone that is a 9/11 truther, and that's saying that like Obama is like a secret Muslim and the Clintons are have these assassination plots. Maybe they'd be like, yeah, we don't really want to be associated with that. Could you like tone it down? Like, no, they're not doing that. I mean, at least we're not aware of them doing that, because it seems like she's Marjorie Taylor Greene has, or Greene Taylor, I don't I can't remember her fucking name. It has taken it up a notch since she's entered Congress, and they're just sitting back because they know this riles up their base and they don't care. They don't care. So really, for all those people that want to, oh yeah, we can find common ground with the Republicans. No, they're literally embracing conspiracy theories at this point. Literal nut jobs. This is a fucking nut job. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a fucking nut job, and they're just gonna let her do her thing. So remember that, if you ever want to, oh yeah, seek unity with the Republicans. We need to be no, you don't need to be reasonable with these fucking people. Let's continue with the article. After avoiding the issue for months in hope that it would resolve itself, Republicans are now facing calls from Democrats to expel Ms. Greene from Congress. Pressure from a prominent group of Jewish Republicans to discipline her, and private consternation from within their own ranks. That's not going to happen. I guarantee you that won't happen. And I'd be really fucking surprised if it did happen. But I guarantee you they're not fucking expelling her. She's going to be in there. And I doubt they're even going to fucking primary her in 2 years. I bet she's going to keep winning re-election. But let's see. Their reticence to take action is yet another example of how Republican leaders have allowed those forces to fester and strengthen. Some leaders have privately said they are eager to move past the fringe movements and the charged messaging used by President Donald J. Trump that fueled the assault on the Capitol. So they want to get past that, but they're not doing shit. That's a good, that's the thing. They're saying, oh yeah, we want to go back to normal, but like they're not actually going to do shit to do that. And also, we have to remember that their normal is not anything that great. Like, I said this in my last video. There's not much of a difference policy-wise between these, like, nutjob conspiracy theorist Republicans and Trump when you compare them to, like, these Bush-era Republicans. It's just that these conspiracy theory nutjob Republicans are just a lot more loud and outspoken, and they appeal more to people. They appeal more to their base than these, very establishment Bush Republicans. There's not much different policy-wise. I don't, it's just that these people, I think, are a little more dangerous. But both of them are both Bush Republicans, these normal corporate establishment Republicans, and these conspiracy theorist Republicans are really not that different. So remember that, Representative Kevin McCarthy, Republican of California and the minority leader, has yet to say anything personally about Ms. Greene's comments or conduct, even after a week in which a slew of problematic social media posts and videos have surfaced from the years before she was elected. In them, Ms. Greene circulated and endorsed a seemingly endless array of hate speech and conspiracy theories explicitly rooted in Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, and the belief that government actors were secretly behind a sweeping range of violence. I'm not someone that just, randomly calls people Nazis, but I think it's pretty evident that this woman is probably a fucking Nazi, if not, Nazi adjacent. This is a nut job. Maybe the New York Times is exaggerating this. I don't think so. I really don't think so. They're really, I think, telling the truth. This woman is fucking insane. I don't know how she got elected. Well, I guess I do know how she elected. The Republican base, it's not what people seem to think it is. A lot of them are really fucking racist. I knew this is a statistic that was a poll that has been thrown around a bit lately. But over like around like 60% of the Mississippi GOP does not support interracial couples or interracial marriage. I think around 40% straight up just says they're against that. And then I think like another like 20% has no stance. So yeah, no, these people are straight up like racist. You have to remember that. They're just like, it's not like, oh yeah, well, we have some differences. Like, no, these people are fucking, a lot of them, a good amount of them are fucking like racist. Like, that's still that's still a recurring issue in this country. It didn't end with the George Floyd protests. It especially didn't end with the civil rights movement. It's going on, and it lives in the Republican Party for the most part. The liberal watchdog group Media Matters for America reported last summer on the video in which Ms. Greene questioned a basic fact about the deadliest terrorist attack in history, falsely called Mr. Obama, who was Christian, a Muslim, and hinted that the Clinton family had Mr. Kennedy killed. Since then, much more has emerged about her conspiracy claims. Okay. Ms. Greene suggested in a 2018 Facebook post, unearthed this week by Media Matters, that a devastating wildfire that ravaged California was started by a laser beamed from space and controlled by a prominent Jewish banking family with connections to powerful Democrats. I don't even know what to fucking say to this. Like, I'm not sure if I came in like expecting maybe to like bring like some rebuttals against what she's saying, like, but you can't argue against shit that just has no basis in reality. Jewish lasers coming down from space connected to the Democrats. Okay. That's interesting. She endorsed executing Democratic lawmakers, including Speaker Nancy Pelosi. She served as a prolific writer for a now defunct conspiracy blog called American Truth Seekers, writing posts with headlines including "Must Read: Democratic Party Involved with Child Sex, Satanism, and the Occult." That's a fucking classic. The Pizzagate, where they have these child sex rings, these cabals, Jewish Democratic cabals, enslaving children on Epstein's Island, Satan, and the Occult. Like that. This is like such fuck. We joke about this, but there's someone in fucking Congress that believes in this shit. Remember that. This is like really fucking bad. This is scary. I'm kind of worried about this. Let's see what else. I don't know how much worse this can get. I'm really amazed by this. And she argued that the 2018 midterm elections, in which the first two Muslim women were elected to the House, were part of an Islamic invasion of our government. Oh my god. Oh. Okay, Miss Greene has reportedly claimed in multiple videos and social media posts that several school shooting massacres were false flag. So that's what Alex Jones was saying. He's repeating that bullshit. Events perpetrated by government officials in an attempt to drum up support for gun control laws. Okay. Yeah, so Sandy Hook and all those fucking kids that were brutally murdered, that was fake. Okay. I'm not gonna say I don't really support gun control, but that shit fucking happened. Like, you can't deny that shit. And that's really fucked up if you do deny it. In an October 2020 video surfaced on Friday by Mother Jones, she said that the quote-unquote only way you get your freedoms back is it's earned with the price of blood. Wow. Okay. So that was in October of 2020. I'm sure that didn't have a congresswoman. Well, I guess she wasn't elected at the time, but she was running for office then, I guess. A Republican candidate who won, saying that the only way to get your freedoms back is with the price of blood. Okay. Definitely. And they had no influence on the Capitol riots. Miss Greene is perhaps best known for having endorsed QAnon, the pro-Trump conspiracy movement that claims that Mr. Trump was facing down a shadowy cabal of Democratic pedophiles. Okay. Yeah, fucking Trump, who's had a multitude of accusations of pedophilia. I'm not sure if they're all true. Who knows? But he has had accusations of pedophilia. filed against him, and he's paid off the accusers. He was friends with Epstein. He's not a pedophile, but there's a cabal of Democratic pedophiles. These people don't give a fuck about pedophilia. They really don't, because they'll just cover it up or just deny it whenever one of their own is accused of pedophilia. But they'll just like randomly call any Democrat a pedophile. Oh yeah, Democratic pedophile cabal. Shut the fuck up, like. Oh my god! I mean, I'm for denouncing pedophiles of any political ideology or affiliation, but stop randomly fucking accusing people of being pedophiles for your own political for your own political points. Like, holy shit! Let's see. Sent a list of detailed questions about our beliefs and postings. Okay, I don't know. I don't want to read for all this. Miss Greene assailed the radical left-wing Democrat mob. Okay. Radical left-wing Democrat. Democrats are, I mean, at least under Joe Biden, are fairly moderate. I mean, the moderate wing of the Democratic Party won in the primary. I mean, everything they're doing so far seems pretty toned down. I mean, I think they've done some okay things. You know, some of the executive orders have been good, ending contracts with private prisons. I mean, it's not like anyone in private prisons is being released, but I mean, it's a step in the right direction. I don't think anything has been too crazy. You know, it's not like, oh yeah, Joe Biden is overthrowing the bourgeois state and implementing, you know, we're now living under a dictatorship of the proletariat under, you know, Chairman Joe Biden and the Democratic Vanguard. Like, you know, that's really what they make it. I wonder if they believe that, like or if they're just saying this, because it really seems like they might believe that that's what's happening right now. When Joe Biden was inaugurated, I woke up the next day and I felt the same. I'll tell you right now, I'm a communist. I was not really too happy with Joe Biden winning. I mean, it's I guess better than Trump, but you know, it's really the same old, same old. But yeah, let's continue. Okay. I really don't want to read for all this. This is just, I don't know how much worse it can get, because I feel like I've read through really some insane shit. I don't know if this can get any worse, but there's still a bit of the article to go. The statement, let's see, what statement did you make? If Republicans cower to the mob and let the Democrats and the fake news media take me out, Ms. Greene said, they're opening the door to come after every single Republican until there's none left. No, that would honestly just be a smart move to make, because you make the entire Republican Party look like conspiracy theorists. Like, a lot of them are just like normal pieces of shit. You're just an insane piece of shit. It would probably be a smart move. You know, they're coming after you because you're a fucking nut job. They're not coming after every single Republican until there's none left. They're not going to do that. They're coming after you because you're fucking insane. Holy shit. The statement came as internal pressure was mounting for Republican leaders to address Miss Greene's comments. The Republican Jewish Coalition, which over the summer intervened in a rare move to back Miss Greene's primary challenger, disavowed. I'm not surprised. Like, it's got to be really hard to be like a fucking Republican Jew at this point, because they're being really fucking. They're starting to get. I think they're going to be endorsing like some JQ shit soon. They are. I mean, she already has. She's already saying that Jews are like behind all this shit. They're sending lasers from space. Space Jews. Lasers from space. Like, how? What the fuck? Like, okay, I'm not surprised that they're doing this shit. Okay, let's see what else. She repeatedly used offensive language in long online video diatribes promoted bizarre political conspiracy theories, and refused to admit a mistake after posing for photos with a longtime white supremacist leader. Oh yeah, I think I remember that. I think Kelly Loeffler also was posing with like a fucking white supremacist leader too. I forgot what his name was. Was I gonna say it here? A spokesperson, sorry, spokesperson for Mr. McCarthy told Axios this week that newly surfaced Facebook post written by Miss Greene and reported by CNN, in which she discussed executing top Democratic politicians. Okay. Mr. McCarthy planned to have a conversation with her about them next week. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be a very effective conversation. if I were him, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna fucking like give her a fucking talk, and we're gonna I'm gonna fucking get her out. Oh, we're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna have a nice little tea party, and we're gonna. Can you please stop doing? Yeah, no, I would get this bitch the fuck out of your fucking party. Holy shit, dude. Um, Mr. McCarthy's silence so far reflects, in part, the sway Mr. Trump still has over the Republican Party. Yeah. Okay, we know that. Trump still has. I think he's still going to be calling the shots. Mitch McConnell has kind of went back into his little shell. The turtle has gone back into his little shell, and looks like he's really not going to get Trump convicted. So he's not going to be fighting against Trump. I think he still, has reins over the party, and the addition of these nut jobs like Marjorie Taylor Greene are proving that. On Friday evening, Representative Jim McGovern, Democrat of Massachusetts and the chairman of the House Rules Committee, suggested Democrats could move unilaterally to strip Miss Greene of her committees if Republicans. Oh, that would be a good idea. If you can't get her out, just like make sure she can't do anything. This woman should have no power. A lot of these Republicans shouldn't have power, considering the things that they do and say. Who knows what they say behind the scenes? Like, the funny thing is that all this stuff is coming out because she has all this stuff on social media. Like, who knows what all these like Republicans and even a lot of Democrats say behind the scenes? Ms. Greene became more outspoken about her politics in 2016 after she sold the CrossFit gym she owned and felt she no longer needed to worry about alienating her customers by stating, she owned a gym? Okay. She began traveling to Washington for conservative events, including a prayer rally hosted by the White House. Oh yeah, Trump is a very religious man holding the Bible upside down. What's your favorite psalm? Oh, I don't know. There's so many great ones. Are you an Old Testament or New Testament? Oh, I can't choose. I love them. I love them both so much. That's what Trump said when he was questioned about any of his preferences regarding Psalms and the Old or New Testament. But yeah, let's go on. Accosted David Hogg. Oh yeah, they love like going after David Hogg. I always hear about him. Let's go through this. Miss Greene follows Mr. Hogg as he walks toward the Capitol, calling him a coward and accusing him of using kids to promote his own political agenda. Okay. When Miss Greene decided to run for Congress, she initially started her campaign in a Georgia district held by Representative Lucy McBath, a Democrat. Really? But after Representative Tom Graves, a Republican, announced he would retire. Wait. Okay. Miss Greene moved her campaign to his more oh, okay, that makes sense. She would never be able to win in a district that was run by a Democrat. She's just too fucking insane. You have to have at least one that's like somewhat reasonable and not like outwardly insane to flip a district. She eventually placed first in a crowded primary race and advanced to a runoff election. Okay, blah blah blah. On the campaign trail, Miss Greene presented herself as a deeply conservative, pro-Trump Christian mother and business owner, arguing that her work in the construction industry had imbued her with the toughness that comes from working in a male-dominated field. She railed against the ascendant progressive wing in Congress, emphasized the importance of the Second Amendment while toting an AR-15, and warned of thousands of immigrants pouring over the southwestern border. Miss Greene largely veered away from the conspiratorial on the trail, though she did cut a campaign ad claiming that the deep state actors were tried to. Okay, so yeah, no, that makes sense. If she came out with any of the stuff about like Democratic pedophile cabals or Clinton assassinations, Obama being a Muslim, I don't think she would have won. Who knows? I mean, I think there's enough like people in the Republican Party that actually believe in that stuff. Maybe she could have won. Who knows? But I do think that that's a smart move to keep that hidden, at least until you're elected. George Soros. I knew I couldn't get through this article without hearing George Soros, the billionaire investor and Democratic donor, was bankrolling left-wing movements worldwide who want to destroy Israel. Okay, yeah, George Soros definitely wants to destroy Israel. That's for sure. I'm positive he supports Israel. The messaging raised alarm at the time among House Republican leaders and some members of... okay, I'm going to end this here because this already is going to be a pretty long video. And I can't imagine this getting much worse than it already is. I don't know what else there could be. I'm going to look for this a little bit. Yeah, this is just... but no, this is worrying. Because we're entering a new era. And like I said in my last video, these people are not really offering anything different policy-wise from the traditional Republicans. It's just that they're bringing up all this really fiery stuff. All these like conspiracy theories and really big accusations of pedophile cabals and stuff like that, that it really excites the Republican Party. It excites their base. And this is why these people are coming in, and they're gonna... I really hope that they don't continue to win all these primaries against... I mean, because against normal Republicans. Not that I really am too excited about normal Republicans. I don't like them. But the thing is that these people are fucking dangerous. And if you say that Jews are threatening us from space, starting fires, and that we need to, like, the election was stolen and we need to get it back with, like, with blood and stuff like that, you can incite violence. And they already have done that. These people are dangerous. And if they continue to take over the Republican Party, there's going to be a lot of people that pay the price. A lot of people, minorities. You know, this woman obviously hates, extremely Islamophobic, anti-Semitic. I don't know what she said about black. Well, she was cozying up to a white supremacist. She probably hates black people too. A lot of these people are going to be at risk because, you know, when you bring up these insane ideas and people start to think that they're the reality, if it was the case that lasers are coming from space and that there's like cabals like controlling the country, I'd be like, oh, shit, yeah, we need to fucking do something. This is like an urgent situation. Of course I don't believe that, but for the people that do, they're probably fucking scared. And it's really sad that people are genuinely believing that shit. So we really need to call out the I know she's being called out a lot, but make it known that this woman is insane, and that there's a lot of people in the Republican Party, like Trump. Well, Trump started this shit. Matt Gaetz, all those people need to be just like, you know, videos, articles, anything, just saying, yeah, this is not true. All of these conspiracies have no basis in reality. So I hope that we can continue to call out these people that are trying to really start shit in this country that could hurt a lot of people. So I hope you enjoyed this. I mean, it's funny, but it's also scary. So that's Marjorie Taylor Greene, new freshman representative. A little bit about her. So, yeah.